Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. I'm Robin and Andrew with OC, and we are playing something a little bit different today. We are we're basically playing Milk Inside a Bag of Milk Inside a Bag of Milk by Nikita Kryukov, which is hmm, it's going to be a bit of a trial. So, hi everyone. A little content warning, typical occult imagery, like disturbing imagery. We're also getting into I know it's a weird one. We're going to be dealing with abuse and suicidal ideation. So it's going to be a rough one, but we'll make it through together. So let's go ahead, give ourselves a little click. So we're off to a great start. Help me buy milk. Okay. I'm going to be doing a lot of voice acting today, so, hoo boy. Write down your name. Rabbit. Just go with that. We are the milkmen. Our milk is delicious. We are not ready for the milk. Unironically, mommy milkers. I mean, you're not technically wrong. I did a little bit of reading. Didn't spoil myself too much, but it's going to be interesting. Anyway, hi Rose, hi Aleph, hi Lark, hi Kat, hi Lindsay. Lindsay, of course, is the one who recommended me these games, and we're going to be playing this and its sequel today. Whew. I walked down the road to the store and rehearsed my speech. It's been so long since I've been out of the house that I completely forgot what words to say when entering a store. I'm going to the store. Who are you talking to? I'm, imagining as if I were a character in the game. What if it helps me gather my thoughts? Hey, Mom. What game? Well, there are games where you can see the character's thoughts right on the screen, So I thought if someone is reading my mind, I need to be very focused so I don't blurt out too much. I take a deep breath of air. Hello, can I... Crap, I forgot. 19th attempt. And I'm failing again. I bite my lip in frustration. So, once again, hello, can I get... Wow, it's a whole word more. Thank you, I'm trying my best. I think this time the L sound was longer than usual. I sound? L sound. Do you think that's it? Who knows? Hello, can I... I wish I hadn't said anything. Don't worry. Okay. By the way, you've been walking with your left foot on the pavement and your right foot on the grass for a full minute now. What? My right foot is frozen in the air. How much? 50 steps on the pavement and 51 in the grass. You have to undo the previous step. How do you imagine that? It's not the first time this has happened. You've been taught the right way, haven't you? Come on. I don't remember. Ready to burst into tears. Ugh, here we go again. So, step 1. Take a step back to get your foot exactly in your own footprint. Wait a minute, what do you mean step 1? What then? But it's already the 52nd! Or wait, I'm going backwards, so then it's the 50th? It doesn't add up. Okay. Step 50. Take a step back to get your foot exactly in your own footprint. Could you rephrase it just a little bit? You can't just repeat a phrase without changing at least one word. People don't talk like that. You're hopeless. Make it sound like it's my fault. The store closes in an hour, so Be very, very guilty if you don't buy milk. Damn, really? Well, are you ready? Hell yes! I carefully move my foot backwards, looking carefully into the dense grass. As I enter the store, I turn to the first person I see. Hello, can I... Oh. Excuse me, what? 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 Oh. You shouldn't have done that. He's obviously not going to change his lines. You run the risk of ending up in an endless loop. Excuse me, what? Oh. 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 What? Oh. What is he trying to tell you? He's trying to scare me. But how does he know that I'm terrified by the letter O? What's so scary about it? I have a frightening image when I picture it in my head. I can show you, explaining won't be enough, but keep in mind... Something like that. So, I'll just continue to ignore his question. What? Oh. What? Oh. What? Oh. What? Oh. I gather all my will into a fist. Oh? Oh! My interlocutor shook and crawled away. He just repeated after him. And it worked! Do it more often. Wait, I said he crawled away. Did he really crawl away? I mean, I didn't even look in his direction. When exactly did you say that? Just now. Personally, I didn't hear it. You're just trying to distract me. But I know that my words were shown on the screen. I'm standing by the shelves. On the rack, there are bags of milk. We both stand, and the milk lies? Or maybe... Hey, slow down. Do you even remember why you're here? To buy milk. So buy it. Right here? What do you expect me to say? I guess something like, not here? Not here. Take the bag and go to the cash register. Like, there seem to be some lines that are like patient and forgiving, but sometimes a little irritated, and then you have these kind of jerk lines. And I have an idea of how, like, what is going through this person's mind, because that footstep thing is something I actually do in real life. I have an OCD problem where I have to do things in multiples of 4, and I count my steps almost everywhere. And if I go off of that, it is almost paralyzing. If I don't catch myself and try to move past it, it's a really interesting brain problem. And some of this is also, like, very relatable, because guess what? I have nerves about grocery stores, so this is interesting. So, back into it. Not here. Take the bag and go to the cash register. I guessed the first sentence, and you, as if out of spite, didn't pause before the second one. You want me to rob me? You want to rob me of my little victories? I sigh and reach out to take the milk, or rather, the bag with the milk inside. Or rather, a bag of milk inside a bag. Or rather, a bag of milk inside a bag of milk. Or rather, a bag of milk inside a bag of milk inside a bag. Or rather a bag of milk inside a bag of milk inside. Come on, come on. 15 minutes before the store closes. Hurry up. I remembered what these games are called. Visual novels. And by the way, the numbers are written there in full with letters. Are visual novels worse than books? But there the authors are not lazy, so don't get lazy either. Wait, I thought only your thoughts were visible on the screen. Not anymore, so watch your mouth. Ahem. Anyway, you heard me. Hurry up, or you'll get it at home again. I'm on my way. Hello, can I get some milk, please? You have it. Give. I put a weighty bag on the register. Of course, not just the bag, but the milk, too. Hi, can I have it, please? No. Please? No. But, please, Mom will throw me out the window if I get back without milk. No. But why not? Give more. But I don't have anything else. Hey. What? Pay for the milk. Really? What would I do without you? Thank you, AJ. And welcome. It's constantly in which of you fucks is gonna Donald Sutherland at me and send the swarm down on me at mode at grocery store, so I get it. This game is extremely abstract, but also the most specific game on Earth, right? It's like unfortunately, I'm in it. I take a crumpled bill out of my pocket and hand it to the cashier. He starts to carefully examine it. It took about 2 days before he nodded contentedly and put it in the cash register. Thank you, goodbye. I walk down a familiar street past a gas station. A bag of milk unpleasantly tugs at my hand, reminding me of the days when I was in physical therapy. By the way, they gave me a bag at the checkout, so now I'm carrying a bag of milk in another bag. Don't think anything of it. I just love the pyramidal structure of verbal constructions. The gas station is getting closer. How are you feeling? Thank you for your interest. I feel like a mile-long bar of ice cream. What is that supposed to mean? As if I tell you. But I'm really interested. Well, look, the ratio of water to milk and the volume of air occupied by me is about 30 to 1. And yeah, ice cream is not the best unless you want to drink more than to eat. Anyway, the road from the store to the gas station is a stick. And the road from the gas station to home is ice cream. During today's walk, my body has been to every part of this path. Simple math. I see. I feel movement under my feet. Asphalt grains, petrol stains. I'm trying to keep my balance. And how do people move over something as uneven as the city plain? Gently, heel, toe. I count in my mind every meter of the path I walk. I even close my eyes for more concentration. Hey, watch out! Huh? I unconsciously take a sharp step to the side. At the same moment, a huge bear rushes past me with a wild screech. Hey, I'm walking here! I cast a reproachful glance at the swiftly departing giant. Its red eyes, in turn, look at me with mockery. Did you see that? How brazen. It was a truck. Oh, really? Although, if you think about it, are there bears with eyes on the back of their heads? You could have died. Come on, are you saying someone would seriously want to kill an innocent girl carrying a bag of milk? The world is a cruel and dangerous place. I'm not in the world you're talking about. So yeah, switched over to the cat girl outfit. We've got our big glass of milk. We are good to go. Nearly got bowled over by a speeding bear, as you do. And yeah, as a footnote, this game is free on Steam, and it's pay what you want on itch. and its sequel is pretty darn cheap, and they recently compiled both games on the Switch. So there are multiple endings. We're just going to be doing one for each game for whatever it takes. But I figure, you know, like, this is some good advertisement. Anyway, milked and maid pilled. My journey continues. If you think about it, the road from the store has one interesting property. It adjusts to me in the most bizarre ways. When I'm in a hurry, all the traffic lights turn off helpfully. When I feel like crying, a cloud appears over me and pours rain streams that hide my tears. Right now, I can feel a cloud slowly gathering over the top of my head. I'm sad. Are you sure this is really happening? What else could it be? This one is a little difficult. Has it ever occurred to you that it's all just in your head? That feels mean, but at the same time, I want to take a stab. That's not what the manual said at all. Apparently these pills don't work for me either. The pills have nothing to do with it. Please, I just want to get home and go to bed. I really, really am very grateful to you, but please, no more. Oh, this is... Let's give it a shot. You have to accept the truth. No! Have to accept the truth. No! You have to accept the truth. No! You know what? What? Since I'm a character in a visual novel, I want to talk to whoever is reading this right now. You say so. I forcefully squeeze my head with my hands and place a thought block. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice a small bench, the perfect place for cliched visual novel monologues. I move closer, place a noticeably weighted bag of milk next to it, and raise my head to the sky. Listen. I'm a little embarrassed. I realize I'm going crazy. The medications are becoming less and less effective, so ultimately things will happen painlessly. I hope. Do you know what I'm talking about? I will be honest with you, and I expect the same from you. Please. Do you know what I'm talking about? Well, I'm not really surprised. I must be nothing like the model protagonist at all, huh? To be honest, I haven't read many visual novels. Sometimes I regret it because now it costs me a lot of effort just to distinguish between letters and words. By the way, if you don't mind, I'd rather not name my diagnoses. Let at least you be the one who sees me for who I am. Even though I made you up, don't take that away from me. Okay? Don't ask me for too much. How stupid does this all seem? From the very beginning, you've been following me, reading my delusional thoughts, hearing my silly conversations. I must seem crazy and weird to you. What is it like to see the world through my eyes? Ever since something happened, all I see is red. Red blood everywhere. No, don't worry about me. I got used to it a long time ago. Admittedly, I'd even forgotten what other colors look like. Come on. Those monsters from the store, they didn't scare me at all. After all, I know they won't hurt me. Sometimes I think that they themselves are afraid of me. Can you imagine that? By the way, if you want to ask me what happened, please don't. Promise? Yes. Really? Promise? Really? I promise. I'm serious. Of course, you couldn't help but ask. In the end, I'm just talking to myself. Sooner or later, I would have brought it up. So, you're really that interested in what happened to me? I won't waste time. What do you see? It's been hard to tell what she sees. Kind of looks like an explosion. Oh. Anyway. This is my dad. Some of his parts, at least. We do have a very difficult family, but despite all the problems, I never would have thought... Sorry, I shouldn't have raised my voice. Anyway, he jumped out the window and died. This is my last memory. Then a long gap. Strange. Very strange. Today is the first time I've been able to buy something in the store without a major incident. Of course, the medicine helped me. However, I think it's more your merit. I kept thinking, we mustn't screw up in front of the reader, or oh my god, what'll he think? I don't know why I decided to become a visual novel character for the sake of going to the store today, but clearly it paid off. Thank you. By the way, it seems that there are some boundaries to our communication. That's how I like it. And yet, it's been so sad lately. I've been thinking more and more about what my life has become. Ever since my dad, well, you know. Day after day, it's the same thing. Tried so many medications I hardly feel any difference between them anymore. As long as they help me keep me on my feet, I'm happy. But you know what? Today is a special day. Because I have you. There's so much I want to tell you that I can't... That was very rude of you. No. Not going to pressure you. I'm just advising you to go home. I understand. Well, dear reader, shall we go? Yeah. She's got... I can't call it maladaptive, given what she's dealing with. It's very clear that she's using whatever she can... using whatever's within reach in order to accomplish her goal. And I think, even though there is a really easy and within reach part of me that's like, no, we gotta confront this, because video games are about, like, fixing problems. It is so far really interesting that we're not actually forcing her to do anything, that we're not here to fix her. We're here to help her do the thing that she needs to do. Some days you just gotta get the milk. Yeah, exactly. Interesting milk facts. Bagged milk is mostly sold in the eastern part of Canada. Don't have it in my neck of the woods, says Kat. Actually reading a thing on it right now. It was picked as an alternative to breakable glass bottles and seen as easier to redesign and resize than jugs or cartons. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I would definitely be interested in switching over, because the plastic jugs are really frustrating. Anyway, back to it. When I get to my floor, I hang over the railing. Repeating this action every day like a ritual, I stop being afraid of heights altogether. A few minutes ago, the effects of the medicine finally wore off, so I just enjoy the blissful silence. When I am under the influence of drugs, terrible and unpleasant melodies sound in my head. Mixing with the sounds of the world around me, they create a terrible dissonance in my head. I turn around and go to my apartment. I can't help but... Oh, hi. I can't help but love the aesthetic here. Did you bring the milk? Hi, Mom. Did you bring the milk? Yes, Mom. Did your new medicine help? Yes, Mom. Go to bed. Yes, Mom. We did it. We beat the game. We got the milk. So that was fucking fascinating. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Now we're going to take a small break as I transition over to getting the next game set up because we're going to be playing a sequel. So give me just a minute or two because we have accomplished the thing. I failed to get my milk on the first try. I could see that happening because there are a lot of different ways that this can go. So we're going to make a quick transition. I'll still be talking and chatting as we do it. I'm just going to be doing a little bit of typing. So stay tuned for my new little transition screen. I like it. If direction's unclear, got orange Kool-Aid mix instead. So I do think this game is like endlessly fascinating. And I think, I don't know, I'm just kind of sitting here just kind of mulling that over because, man, that was actually really interesting experience. Oh god, if only I could do some hypno ostrich, you know? Your fortress. What about Dwarf Fortress? I need to know. Okay. I'll be coming back in just a second. I still have some things to set up, unfortunately. But we're kind of getting there. Yeah, I think there's a bad ending if you are unsupportive, which I probably wouldn't have done by default. Like, there are some parts that make me feel like, oh yeah, this is, interesting. Let's see. Come on. Work with me here. Oh, right. I got two. There we go. Okay. And we're now in widescreen. So this... Oh gosh. Do I have everything set up for this? I'm having to check a whole bunch of things at once because I'm pretty sure that audio just cut out immediately. Um, let's check my audio. Nothing's playing right now, so there we go. Okay, we're good. Let's see. Steam release is so good. I have no idea how to play still. Heaven will be mine. Ooh, Heaven will be mine has been on my list for a while. I didn't like We Know the Devil at first, but I need to give it a second shot because I don't think I gave it a fair chance. You know what I mean? The game contains flashing images and touches on heavy topics. Take care. Yes, Domino Club. There are so many weird, fucked up games there. I love it. So this got a little bit of an upgrade. The store is closing soon. Hello, can I? It won't take much time. What do you see? Are you sure? Anyway, it's... Yes, Mom. Milk outside, a bag of milk outside, a bag of milk. We're starting with the terrible, terrible circle. Whew. I know what you mean. Sometimes you're not at the right place to really appreciate what a game's offering. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I wasn't prepared for the very abstract writing. Um, Abstraction in fiction is difficult for me because I'm not a very good abstract thinker. And so I demand, or my brain demands a lot of very fixed explanations, and I have to continually defy that. If my suspension of disbelief gets broken for any reason, it's just very hard for me to deal with abstraction in fiction. Like it's hard to explain. Um, and I don't know what that says about me, but We Know the Devil has some really interesting writing, some really good art, and um, Heaven Will Be Mine has been on my list for a long time because it's a mech game by the same people. And it's really neat. I need to give it another shot. Maybe one of these days we'll just run it on here just to get through it. Because I've been really good about finishing games on here. It's like, what? 2 games I haven't finished? 3? 3. 3. Alright. Let's get outside the bag of milk. Oh, that's great. Love that. Oh. I'm walking to my room, trying not to look around. Playful shadows dance around me here and there. They dash all over the walls, the ceiling. One of those shadows whizzes past me, touching my face ever so slightly. I smile and continue walking, paying it no mind. Sometimes it's so easy to lose self-control and track of time, spinning in a joyful dance. But I'm in a bit of a hurry here. Mom told me to go to bed. I walk past the kitchen on the way to my room. The door is shut, but I can still feel the chilling air coming from the other side. My first thought is that there's a living corpse blowing into the keyhole, laughing mockingly. That's so silly. I'm absolutely sure we have no corpses in our kitchen. I know for sure that we've never had any corpses in our kitchen. I'm absolutely sure that... I break into a run and dash towards the closed door. The shadows intensify their chaotic dance. Are they trying to stop me or calm me down? I don't know. It doesn't matter right now, don't you get it? I wave my hands around as I run, trying to chase away my annoying pursuers, but then I suddenly realize that I won't be able to stop in time. I've got no other choice but to break the door now. If there's somebody inside, I'll surely scare them to death, but wait, how can I scare to death someone who's already dead? What if it actually revives them? No, I don't want that. What do I do? I couldn't fully complete my thought when my shoulder hit the door and it flew open. As I expected, there was no living corpse inside. But there was a bag of milk I bought today, sitting right in the middle of a table, watching me with its unblinking eyes. I stare back. Nothing happens. Although, what exactly did I expect? Gratitude? Have I done something that warranted it? A bag of milk probably doesn't care whether it's on the shelf in the store or on the table in my mom's kitchen. On the other hand, nobody would drink milk inside the store, which means I took it from the safest place in the world and into the scary unknown. I'm so sorry, you poor thing. I turn away in shame and leave the room in a hurry. I only bring others trouble. I walk towards my room through a narrow corridor. Oh! I meet a familiar, formless creature at the door. It locks me in its clutches and starts sniffing every inch of my body like a hungry dog. I'm not struggling. I know it's useless. I just stay silent and endure its tight grip that stops me from moving. After sniffing me from head to toe, the creature holds out its ugly paws, bearing a single claw, thin and sharp, like a blade. Again, I stare questioningly into the monster's bottomless eye sockets. Don't move. The creature squeezes my hand until my veins start bulging, and I just keep staring into the black cavities where its eyes should be, ignoring all pain. I've promised so many times, stay put. The moment it says that, its claw pierces my arm. I don't feel anything, other than the barely discernible crawling under my skin and the ring of tightly sprung sinews. But then the claw injects its venom into me. It hurts. A white veil appears in front of my eyes, my fingers cramp and start twitching frantically. I lose control over my body and slowly slide to the floor, just like last time, but why? Why do I feel so hot? I feel my blood boiling up. Strong shivers run through my body, paralyzing every single cell, while my veins and arteries heat up, almost bursting from that pressure. So I'm going to take a brief second to turn the audio down, because I know there are some people who have some intravenous phobias in the audience right now. So I'm going to take a second to kind of breathe a little bit, because this stuff affects me too. But also, this is the coolest shit I've seen in a horror game in a while. So, okay. Let's get back to it. I try screaming, but instead of producing words, I vomit thick, milky foam. I pause at the right time, holy shit. The creature notices it and throws itself at me in anger, grabbing me by the throat while keeping the poisonous claw inside my arm. Kill me. Kill me! Hysterical screams resound throughout the corridor. In a fit of madness, the creature starts scratching my neck. Bright splashes fly everywhere, hitting the walls with a loud sound. I try to imprint where every drop fell in my memory so I could gather them all later. I need to remember. A new wave of pain washes over me. Everything turns pitch black in an instant. Say it. I'll never drink milk ever again. Say it. I'll never drink milk ever again. Say it again. I'll never drink milk ever again. I'll never drink milk ever again. Yeah, if people have to tap out for this one, I understand. I looked for the content warnings, and I didn't find anything on that, otherwise I would have mentioned it. Looks like we're done with that, though, so. I finally get to my room. So tired of all this fuss. Thankfully, I still feel comfy and warm in my room. Even the weird sounds coming from the outside don't make me anxious at all. Mom told me to go to bed, so I need to perform all the needed preparations. Washed my face, and now I'm standing in front of the mirror with a toothbrush in my mouth. Yeah, we'll see you later, Lark. I'm sorry. I look at my reflection. It shows absolutely no desire to sleep. Yeah, I get how you feel. And there was a time when the last minutes before I sleep were my favorite time of the day. I loved anticipating the inevitable moment when reality and the dream world would clash. Also, I've offered this before, but if there's any time where you guys want to continue but you need a moment to breathe, go ahead and say so in the chat, and we'll take a minute to gather ourselves, because shocking imagery is shocking. And when you're very suddenly given something that can bristle your phobias, especially physical phobias, sometimes you want to push through it, but you can't be forced. And I want to be sure I respect that, because it's something that I have to deal with as well. There are a few things I have phobias about in fiction that can sometimes be difficult, and will just make me kind of nauseous for an extended period of time. So trust me when I say I understand. If you need to take a moment, or you would like somebody to say, hey, if something is shocking me, just if something is shocking you, if something is like, if you're seeing imagery that you don't want to see, I think I in the chat will be able to help, like, point out when a scene is over, so that you can listen, or you can turn it down and you can pay attention to the chat. Like, hopefully that's something that will work really well for people. Anyway, that's my offer. Feel free to take me up on it. Just let me know. I wish horror worked for me, because most of you read and sound like you're getting something. It's a culmination of things, because sometimes I'm not affected at all. This one affects me in a way that our playthroughs of Silent Hill didn't, even though Silent Hill used to affect me. So it'll be really interesting going into 4, which I have less familiarity with. Anyway. Yeah. Back to it. I woke up for that moment's sake. Lived through the day for it. My biggest dream was to sleep all day long. Would have been so cool. But the dreams always slowly but surely slipped away. As if somebody fished them out of my head, one after another, until nothing was left. And now I have to sleep again, even though I don't feel any need for it. It reminded me of a bit of some of the horror stuff I inexplicably had to write for work once, which was kind of a really fun time in my life. Ooh, boy. And I know a bit of your work history, so that's really interesting to me. After finishing with my face, I usually reach out for my pills. It's funny, but I have no idea how they work separately since I always swallow them as a bunch without thinking. I want to have a better look at it, to twirl it between my fingers, to chew it. I'd do anything to stall for just a little bit more time. Smooth, protruded red capsules looking at me. It's covered in a murky, semi-transparent film, but I can still discern its contents. So what do we have inside you? I gently press on the capsule from both sides. And to my surprise, it turns out to be soft and squishy. I press harder and the capsule pops. Sticky, bright red liquid pours out. Filthy, filthy. The pill flies straight to the waistband and I start rigorously washing my hands. No, there's no way I'm drinking that. Moons of Madness, that's right. I played a bit of that. It's okay. There's some good bits in it. Next was a flat pill of the same blood red color. There were some letters printed out on it. Oh, I get it. This is the medicine that makes me really sleepy, but it's not the type of sleep I want. That's not it at all. It's fake. No. I don't even want to look at it. The pill flies into the waistbin as well. The next half an hour goes by in a similar fashion. I study every pill from all sides, and then I find a reason not to swallow it. I invent my own medicine instead and enjoy swallowing them one after another, letting myself drown in their healing effects. Hey, my neck doesn't hurt anymore. Hey, my hand doesn't hurt anymore. Hey, my head doesn't hurt anymore. Hey, my heart doesn't hurt anymore. Hey, my stomach doesn't hurt anymore. Hey, my eyes don't hurt anymore. How come I didn't think of this earlier? This is so simple. I need to brag about it to someone right away. But not to my mom. She'll just scold me. And she's sure I'm already sleeping anyway. I don't want to disturb her without reason. I'll think of something myself. Besides, I just really want some small talk. I wonder, who's going to be my conversation partner? Hey. Hey, long time no see. You know we're only supposed to meet once per day, right? Why does your voice sound so grim? Naturally, I've read the manual. Judging by the pictures, the overdose side effects are the usual headaches, dizziness, exhaustion. Basically, nothing I can't handle by myself. After all, now I know how to do it. You didn't reply. Aren't you even a little bit happy? Not even the slightest bit? I'm pretty exhausted after today. Well, I guess you are too. That's not true. You need to go to bed. No, you've been in control for way too long already. It's my turn. Alright. I'll just stay silent until the medicine's effects wear off. How about that? Hi, Chris. Good to see ya. Hey, you can't do that. You need to do your best to make me feel better. That's exactly what I'm doing. What a bully. Actually, why am I even worried about this? In reality, I don't need you. At all. Hmm? I'm so energetic and I feel great, which means I can do anything. And you can only watch and agonize over your uselessness. I can imagine how angry you are right now. What made you so happy all of a sudden? Why would I be sad? Remember yourself a couple of hours ago. I don't know what you mean. Stop lying. Huh? I still don't understand. Whatever. Unlike you, I won't forget that pathetic, snotty girl for a long time. Just whines and whines all the time. Don't even try ruining my mood. I want to have fun while we're together, alright? So you're the one calling the shots now. Yeah. Well, let's see how long you can last. We'll see. Yeah. Am I really that pathetic? Say something. I can feel tears streaming down my cheeks, hanging from my chin, and then falling on my clothes, burning holes in them. That was fast, but not unexpected. Hey, at least I tried. Go wash your face, then we'll decide what to do with you. Oh, there is Kat. Excited to see the show. Bro, you were made to promise something that not even some lactose intolerant people can manage. You sure you're alright? Oof. She's she's on some copium right now. I'm in front of a mirror again. I keep staring at my reflection, trying not to get distracted by the sneery looks the walls are giving me. Trying not to drown in their giggling. But then, me in the mirror also shows me a creepy smile, bares her teeth at me. I shut my eyes, but that doesn't help. It wouldn't have helped even if I sunk through the floor. Start counting in my mind. 2 squared, 2 by 2 squared, a square pyramid squared, a pyramidal structure cubed, a pyramidal structure hypercubed. I feel better. But my head is splitting apart now. How do you feel? You're mocking me, right? I'm obligated to ask you this at least a couple of times per session. A session? Huh? You don't like that word? I'm fine. No, you're not. I don't know why, but I thought I'd be able to take control. I was almost ready to... I was sure I'd be able to change something. After all, I was able to buy milk, you know. Yeah, you ought to know how challenging it was. Yeah, the whole goal of the first game was just to get the milk. Go to the grocery store and come back. And it is a challenge. And in this game, we are trying to deal with the aftermath of the reality of the context in which she had to go get the milk. Which is very interesting structure. So, yeah, it's been a... Our tendency to torture our bodies is probably not far from the truth here. Is that why you threw away the medicine? That is a stupid decision, right? Whatever it was your decision. Does it even matter? Yes. Somehow, I find it hard to believe. Then why did you do that? I felt like I'd be able to fight it on my own. It's true, the pain subsided for a bit at that time, but now I feel it triple in force. Hurts so bad. You know what to do. Dejected, I reach out for the shelf with my medicine. I swallow the pills one after another, chasing away the unpleasant visions that keep floating up in my memory. And yet, my mind still draws a terrifying picture. Lumps of coagulated blood in transparent coating travel down my esophagus, scratching its soft walls, leaving behind furrows. I shake my head violently. I don't care if it makes me feel dizzy or worsens my pain. I just don't want to think about something so repulsive. You still haven't changed. What do you mean? You're afraid of being alone. This worries you much more than pain. Yeah, I guess. I toss the last pill into the air and catch it with my mouth. I lie on the floor. I look at the ceiling. I can clearly hear water running in the metal pipes up there. I hear the cracking of concrete blocks that will someday surely fall on my head. But I'm not afraid of that at all. I can't imagine my death coming from above. Rather, it's rearing its claws from somewhere below, waiting for me to lose focus. Do you want to talk about it? No, I've had enough of talking. So now we vibe. Oh, I accidentally clicked it. I, I just want to lie down for a bit. I literally instinctively clicked as a Twitch response. The exact moment a prompt popped up. Even if the ceiling is bound to collapse, it won't be today. Can you stay silent, please? I need to get my thoughts in order. I carefully extract thoughts that are yet to be fully formed from my head and lay them out on the ceiling in orderly rows. Now, it's my corkboard. In hopes of seeing the whole picture, I switch them from one place to another, pile them on top of each other, scatter them around. In the end, I throw them off with my hand, annoyed, and start over. I can't do it. You can always imagine your thoughts as something small and swarming, like cockroaches. Ew, I hate cockroaches. Can I make them fireflies? I don't mind either way. Yeah, I love this angle. There have been some, like, incredible shots in this particular game. I don't even have time to blink before my thoughts, they're fireflies now, start whirling all over the ceiling of their own accord, forming whimsical patterns. I can only observe them and wait for the right moment. It's just that moment doesn't come. Mocking sounds of flapping wings coming from the ceiling make me start losing my patience. Enough, I hate you. I spring to my feet and scream at the top of my lungs. Fireflies scatter. Good job. Now, start over. No way. Unstable behavior makes you look bad. I don't give a damn. So, that doesn't bother you? Should it? No. A lot of people act like this. Really? There's nothing shameful about snapping at someone, if you have a reason for that. Did have a reason, didn't you? You'll surely get better. Believe me. Now, start over. You're at it again. What do you mean? Never mind. And I've changed my mind anyway. Please don't stay silent for this long anymore. I'm having a hard time without your help. Fine. I raise my eyes to look at the ceiling once more. Sadly, all my fireflies seem to be hiding somewhere. Lindsay, that is a very notable Seems like a knowing I'm going to account for that later. I need to find them. I glance around the room. There are too many places for a creature as small as a firefly to hide here. They can be anywhere. Suddenly, I hear a deafening rumble. The clock just hit midnight. It's so late already, but I can't go to bed right now. Will you help me? Please, tell me you'll help me. Come on, stop bullying me. You promised to talk to me. What were you thinking while lying on the floor? Ooh, I like that. I like that I took this game that you were interested in and I did something that made you intrigued. What do you mean? You should know it better than anyone else. That's the thing. I have no idea. This is weird. Will you tell me? Ooh. I roll my sleeves and start rubbing my eyes intensely. They are so itchy. Why are you crying? My eyes are itchy. Did you drink milk? I wonder. If I tear out all my eyelashes one after another, will my eyes stop itching? I wonder if I tear out all my eyelashes one after another, all my eyelashes one after another. If I tear out all my eyelashes one after another, what have you done? I need to gather the glass, and then I need to have a bath, and then... Here. Drink some milk. No! I stand in the middle of the room, my mouth agape, gasping for air. I think I just experienced death. I don't know any other way to explain what happened. Well, that was surely something. Will you tell me or not? But what? Let's look for the fireflies instead. You're acting weird. Help me instead of running your mouth. I've already had enough adventures before bed. I need to gather my thoughts quickly and go to bed. My thoughts are hiding from me. To be honest, I have no idea where to look for them. Me neither. I guess we'll have to tear the whole place apart. No, 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 and no. If I make even the smallest of messes here, I'll feel really bad. All the things should stay in their place, and that's it. Why? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I don't, and I won't. Alright then. So we need to find a bunch of tiny insects inside a mountain of junk without moving anything even an inch. Yeah. My oh my. I have an idea. Last time, becoming a visual novel character helped me achieve my goal. Now I want to become a point-and-click adventure game character. You know, those games have moments where you just look at the different objects and something inevitably happens. Sounds so fun. And what about the things you use regularly? Do you refuse to touch them as well? It would make it even more interesting. This is so childish. And want to know what the best part? What's the best part? You'll be the one doing it. Oh no. Oh yes. I start panicking as soon as I get in the multiple choice situation. I'll just keep changing my mind and end up crying and running away. Do you want that to happen? You're such a handful. You've already proven that you're able to make decisions. Why not continue on that road. Come on, don't be so boring. I was just teasing you. You don't have to bear the whole burden. Asking for help is a reasonable decision, too. Let's begin already. I go to the middle of the room and look around. Where would I hide if I were a tiny firefly? This is so thrilling. My heart gets warmer from the pleasant anticipation. Hey, what? Look down. I look down. After a moment, a small ball of light and warmth crawls out from under my sweater. Wowee! Wowee. It's interesting. The narrator is kind of oscillating between being kind of mean and exasperated and making weirdly prescient observations and bits of advice. It's kind of interesting to be put in a position where, like, you're not trying to fix this problem because it's not something that can just be fixed with multiple choice answers. It's something that needs to be coped with and managed. So we're kind of dealing with a girl who has certain diagnoses that are unnamed but are very clearly things that affect her view on reality. And we're kind of meant to take that understanding literally while taking every visual aspect very metaphorically, including some of the more horrendous stuff. And as somebody who has had intrusive thoughts at a really powerful level before, some of this resonates. Some of this is weirdly accurate. It's very interesting in that way, you know? I carefully grab the firefly, pleasantly scorching to the touch. I put it on my shoulder. I'm sorry, little guy. Time to come home now. As if it was an order, the firefly slowly drifts up, circles around my head for a bit, and flies into my ear with the speed of a bullet. Tickles. One down. Let's look for the others. Yeah. It helps that the music is both unsettling and calming at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, so now we can actually search stuff. This seems evil, so we're not going to do it right away. Let's start on the right side and kind of work our way down. I look up toward a very high place under my ceiling. I can hear a countless number of small legs marching inside the AC unit. Oh wow. What happened? Fireflies can't be friends with cockroaches. Better look somewhere else. Why would cockroaches be there? Have you forgotten? You were the one who told me to think of my thoughts as cockroaches. Yes, but they became fireflies afterwards, but cockroaches don't disappear just like that. So they occupied this place. You understand now? I'll pretend I do. And what are those? Ah, those. Those are the photos of my best memories. But they're blank. I stared at them so intensely that I burned them with my eyes. Now they're just covering the cracks in the walls. Cracks? Forget it. Are we continuing the search or what? Okay, we are. I'm also kind of assuming that, like, naturally the mother figure, which has not been named directly, but we know it to be the mother figure thanks to the first game, is a source of physical abuse for who is affectionately referred to as Milk-chan. So what we're seeing is sort of a very, very metaphorical interpretation of an abusive relationship. And it's the more I think about that in the context of everything that we're doing now, the more some of this kind of like tracks in certain ways for me. Check out this radio. What's going on with that radio? Man, my indie station has gotten really weird. Check out the fan? What's so funny about that? I imagine myself being a firefly that is looking straight at a giant fan. And? He's so jealous. The only thing preventing it from flying is a cage it's locked in. And a cable. It's like an inmate, if you think about it. So sad. Yeah. Let's continue searching. Let's see. Now we've got... Oh, hell yeah. Ooh. Kinda like this. I wonder how many stations we can get. I have diagnosed this character as a Tumblr sexy woman. Oh, that's nice. I'm just gonna keep it there for now. Let's see if it'll go with us. Ooh, light bulbs. Are you serious? What's wrong? Just think about it. Why would fireflies be attracted to light? I think they're quite self-sufficient already in that regard. Well, only if they purposefully want to lower their self-esteem. It's not easy to get out of here. I mean... There's the door. I look down. My school bag, worn down and silly, is almost screaming of its own uselessness. From another angle, it looks like a full belly. Its contents are also regurgitating, decomposing, and turning into a sticky, mushy substance. What a cool image. I need to remember this. Totally not cool. Tell me what's inside your bag instead. Nothing special, mostly just all sorts of books. I've taken out all the pens and notebooks out of there, and I'm not interested in anything else. You used to go to school, didn't you? Yeah, I did. I had a blast all the way. Are you sure you understood my question? Do you think everything in my life should be doom and gloom? Well, you're wrong. Alright. What'd you like most there? Well, the rooms were really bright, not like at home. That's it? Don't rush me! Let me remember. Well, the beds were also soft and the food was nice. By the way, I attended all the classes. The others always skipped. Probably got told off so hard. Smile gently absorbed in warm memories. You never graduated, though. Yeah. Do you remember your last day there? It was a normal day. Dad picked me up earlier than usual. He told me that I'm already too old for the school curriculum. I also realized that some time ago the tasks were way too easy. Then we got into the car and went home. Mom greeted us there, we had dinner, and went to our rooms. And what happened then? I don't remember. Does it even matter? Okay, good. I look at my bag again. Light pouring into the room through the window glints on the metal parts. There's also a shadow underneath it, which means it's real. Sadly. Whatever, I don't care anyway. I almost end up kicking the bag in a fit of sudden anger, but I manage to stop myself in the nick of time. If I move it even an inch, the whole picture will collapse and I'll go blind. It's already happened countless times. What do you mean you'll go blind? I spent months memorizing the location of every item in my room. That's why I can see them so clearly and vividly. You won't get it. Look at your feet. I look down to see that a small insect is crawling toward me from my bag. It's barely glowing, and it can't even fly. Guess this firefly is really tired. I bend down to pick it up. The firefly starts glowing brightly as soon as I touch it, and then flies up. Here you go, boy. Good job. After doing a victory lap around the room, it flies towards me with high speed. I shut my eyes, anticipating the firefly to enter my ear. It's exactly what happens. After it gets inside, it buzzes for a little while and then goes silent. This one is kind of sad. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. What matters is that it's no longer alone. Sure. Let's continue searching. The top review for this game reads, "She's just like me, for real, lactose intolerant." Sometimes Steam reviews are good. This is my sketchbook. Half of its pages are blank, which means it'll still be good for a couple of years. You draw that really? Why? Isn't that obvious? If I run out of pages, I'll have to buy a new sketchbook. I can't get to the stationery store on foot, I'll have to take the bus. You even realize what kind of nightmare that can turn into? I feel like this is the wrong answer. I get closer to the sketchbook, stepping over the wires, the sleeping bag, the cracks in the laminate, and the window's reflection. The sketchbook is lying on the stool. From my height, it seems like the stool is missing 2 legs. I squat and look again. All the legs are in place. Will I be able to think of an interesting allegory? Oh, let's not go there, okay? I stand up and study the sketchbook from inches away. Its pages are pure white. The last drawing is buried on the previous page. The way it should be. Too bad. I'd love to see it. Maybe next time. A sudden gust of chilly wind breaks into the room and makes the pages rustle. No. Shut my eyes. The distinctive sound of pages turning echoes with headache in my head. I know what's going to happen. The rustling has stopped, even though the wind is still howling from every direction. It can only mean one thing. Notebook is open on the first page. If I wait a little longer, the wind will close it. I won't have to look. If I wait a little longer. I wait. Open your eyes. No. It's okay. Just do it. No way. I know you're lying. Calm down. No. Calm down. No. Calm down. No. Calm down. No. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Fine. I open my eyes with utmost caution. The notebook is still open in the middle. No drawings? Nothing. The pages are still pure white. Did I imagine it? I don't know. Did you? You're the smart one here, you tell me. Next time, don't close your eyes. Did you... I couldn't finish speaking because the pages started moving again. Don't close your eyes. Don't make me do it. I'm scared. Trust me. The rustling grows louder. The pages lift up. I can almost see the outlines of drawings on previous pages. No way. Everything that is in the past should stay in the past. You couldn't convince me. That's it. I'm closing my eyes. Look. Look there. Barely visible light seeps through the pages. With every new gust, it becomes brighter and brighter. A firefly! The wind immediately stops. For a moment, the world slinks into perfect silence, but only for a moment. The buzz that has always been haunting me fills the surroundings, but it doesn't matter now. Goodness gracious, little boy. Why are you so scared? The firefly blinks, flies up, in, and enters my ear, buzzing loudly all the way. Spend some time looking for the perfect spot in my head, but then its buzzing dies down. Are you okay? We're running short on time, so let's continue searching. Let's see. I don't think we have anything more on the right side of the room apart from the radios. Got the sleeping bag, the Chester drawers, the laptop, some ephemera up here. but it looks like it's... Ooh. Yeah, we got a few things here and there, including that. God, this is such a strange and interesting game. This is my sleeping bag. It's soft and warm, sure that no living creature would be able to resist the temptation to spend a minute or two inside. You have smoked Gouda-flavored pretzels? How'd you smoke them? Also, that does sound delicious. They'd want to dig deep into it with a couple of favorite items, close their eyes, and then... Hey, did you fall asleep? Huh? Gently slap my cheeks to return myself to senses. It's already way past midnight. Usually I'd be sleeping like a log at this time, but right now I can't. Let's continue searching. Hey, maybe we'll find something inside. My thoughts don't have a feature of putting to sleep. Quite the contrary, they always cause insomnia, just like tonight. Okay. I feel like if you click on these radios enough, you'll find an unreleased Black Dresses track or something. Just like the most secretive album release. Just kind of doing a little dance right now. Okay. I also love that the music fades out when you move to a new object. It's like very considerate. I really like that. The umbrella emanates a faint sense of coolness. No wonder it's the only thing that defends me against the thunderclouds that gather under my ceiling. Such a blessing that I can do it without my help. Still, a firefly won't hide in a place like that. It'll catch a cold and be unable to fly. You don't want to check it? Why? I'm sure we won't find anything there. Okay. We'll trust their confidence. And let's check out this Chester. Doubt it. All the compartments are locked. What if I don't even want to think about what's inside? Knows what I'll end up imagining. Kind of getting some insight into how she works. Like, as I understand it so far, the reason why she has the room memorized is because she already knows that her perception isn't necessarily reality. And so she keeps everything the same in order to create a static image that she can reliably move around. Kind of like how a blind person is able to navigate some spaces without too much effort if they've inhabited that space for long enough. Once you start moving things, it becomes more difficult to navigate. So it kind of comes off like she's effectively blind. And if something new is introduced, she's not sure how her perception is going to deal with it. She doesn't know what's going to be supplanted in place of what's actually there. So we're dealing with somebody who is struggling with perceiving reality accurately. Everything is kind of in the place where she sees it. But, oh, hi, Marnie. I just hear this sound building of cardboard rustling, and I thought, oh, wow. This game is really adding in some good audio atmosphere. No, it's my cat jumping on boxes. I look at my laptop. I haven't touched it for years, so it's covered with a layer of dust as thick as my finger. Bizarre item. I fear it. Why? It's a long and boring story. Wonderful. Tell me about it. Huh. I insist. I don't remember how it appeared in my room. One of my parents probably brought it here because they couldn't find a better place for it. They didn't prohibit me from using it. On the other hand, they encouraged me to do so. Sure, I've spent my whole days in front of the screen. Like, there's games, drawing, engineering calculator, 3D modeling, so much fun stuff to do. And amusing hobbies. Yeah, I did. Before entering the web. Imagine this. You're a hamster that lives underground. You have everything for comfortable living. Did you imagine? As always, your analogies are spot on. Okay, I imagined. Alright, so you're a hamster that lives underground. You have everything for comfortable living. Okay, okay. Wonderful. And here's the situation. You're a hamster that lives... Okay, I got it. Do you want to talk about something else? Yeah. You'll end up returning to that subject anyway. One wonderful day, someone digs you up from your hamster house and brings you to the pet store. Now, your new home is a cage. It's way more comfortable and warm compared to the underground. And the most important part, you have a lot of neighbors there. Their cages are identical to yours. The other hamsters look identical to you too. That means you're all the same. Apart from the fact that they were born at that shop. You'll ask, what does that indicate? And I'll tell you, nothing at all. I forgot what I was talking about. Gosh. Okay, let's start over. This time, try to avoid stupid hamster analogies. You know I'm not at fault here. So, I had a lot of friends online. Tens, hundreds of them. Impossible to count. Is it impossible though? I had exactly 317 of them. Although I guess nobody counts the exact number of hamsters when they walk into a pet shop. Hey, don't get distracted. Oh, right. From my 317 friends, 68 were into gaming, just like me. 130 of them liked drawing, just like me. The remaining 119 were into calculators and 3D modeling equally. And when I say equally, I don't mean 59 and a half friends on each side. Alright? You can split numbers evenly, no problem, but math doesn't work like that when it comes to friends. A major conundrum, right? Get to the point. I knew, of course, that no real people exist on the web. I also understood that all of my friends die the moment I turn off my laptop. But I still wasn't even a bit worried. Why? You know what computer programs consist of? It's just a combination of numbers. Which means my friends are also numbers. Isn't that amusing? Not really. Why do you call them your friends? I mean, everyone who shares my interests is my friend. And I don't care whether they know about my existence or not. Anyway, as I was saying, every program has its own algorithm and purpose, its mathematical formula. And if you solve that formula, you'll be able to predict the program's behavior at any moment. The longer you speak, the less I follow. You don't need to follow me around, just listen. I sit on the floor and the laptop screen ends up right in front of me. The only thing reflected in it is my dim face. A web person is just a random picture and a random string of letters. Words and actions from the web person are just executable code. Hey, let me know if you need a break. One day, someone appeared. From that point on, my laptop was always on. There are no real people on the web, but he was good at pretending. At some moment, I let him trick me. Hey, look. Huh? Suddenly, a firefly crawls out of the laptop's vent grill. I reach for it. It gets on top of my palm, blinking all the while. I think it's trying to say something. I can see that myself. Only I knew what. Looks like a cipher. Do you want to crack it? I changed my mind. I have absolutely no desire to find out what it wants to say. Firefly stops glowing for a moment after that. Then it starts glowing again, as if coming back to its senses. For some time, it thinks about the further course of actions, then flies up and dashes into my ear. Let's continue searching. What about your story? You must be mad at me for interrupting you. I'm sorry. If you do everything right, I'll finish my story. Maybe. Do you promise? I promise. And if you forget, then remind me. With a code word, for example. What code word? I'll think of one later. And for now, let's keep searching for my fireflies. Honestly, the gal's interlocutor feels like they're working very hard not to not get what she's saying. There's a real, horrible but real logic to it all, and whoa, oh wow, don't I know this. Oh, I don't think I'm done searching yet. Let's keep looking. I look at the alarm clock. Time continues its unstoppable flow. It's so late. Are you tired? You bet I am. I let out a theatric yawn and hold my arms to the sides. 1, 2, then I raise them above my head. 3, 4. Maybe a little workout will help me freshen up. Good idea. Do you remember the exercises you've been taught? I think so. I take a hesitant stance. What was it? Heels together, toes apart? Whatever, I'll go with that. Count down 5 minutes. Fine. You have a clock right in front of you, though. I can't look at its hands for too long. At first, I feel like they start moving in the wrong direction, and then they disappear altogether. Then, things always get messy. Last time I saw a pair of eyes on the clock face. And also, I used to hear voices back in the day. They needed for help, I think? What a mess. Truly a mess. It was a mess, right? A mess. Well, are you counting down? My God, finally. What do you mean? I was trying to get through to you for half an hour. Huh? Forget it. Did you see the firefly? No. Let's continue searching then. So she just completely zoned out. Completely disconnected from reality. Right. Insects enjoy pollinating the flowers and stuff like that. Yeah, I guess. I get close to the flower shelf. I sniff around. The leaves smell of dust and cardboard and death. You know those plants are long dead, right? Not sure a dead plant will be able to attract any insects. Well, we kinda don't have a choice here, you know. Still. You're right, let's continue searching. Why don't you just throw them out? Aren't you listening to me at all? She can't do that. She'll go blind. I tilt my head backwards and almost fall over. The closet is hanging under the ceiling at least 300 feet off the floor. You joking? Even though it's my room, not everything here is for me to use. Whatever. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care at all. Like, totally. And I'm definitely not worried. Not even the littlest bit. Not even a smidgen of the littlest bit. Not even for 1,000%. That's how much I don't care. Hey, I'm not even done telling you how much I don't care. From this moment on, I'm ignoring you. No, you don't. Then act normal. That's going to be very difficult to do. Your usual notebook pages, glued to the wall with duct tape. Numbers are drawn on them. It's the only kind of information I can take in without trouble. Dosage and side effects? Yeah. I thought you know them by heart. Yeah. This is not your handwriting, is it? Of course it's not. Shaky, broken lines, ugly numbers. It's not writing, it's more like claw marks. Don't forget to thank your mom. I don't need your advice. My scream makes the pages rustle relentlessly. After a moment, a firefly appears from underneath one of them. After looking around in a businesslike manner, it takes off into a businesslike flight and ends up entering my businesslike ear. Hey, let's continue searching. I turn my eyes toward an inconspicuous shelf near the mirror. There's a glass with a toothbrush sitting on it, and a small towel is hanging nearby. What a wonderful sight. My fireflies are smart and good. They would never get in there. They know about personal hygiene. Okay, let's look somewhere else. Good on them. Let's see. Then we got the pills. I look at the mound of pills and it makes me feel dizzy. I don't want to think about it. I don't. What's wrong? I've almost skipped my dose for today. Reckless. I could have died. Hey, calm down. You've already fixed that. Yes, because you ordered me to. Things could have been much worse. Yeah. Heave a deep sigh, come closer and extend my hand. Ow, it's warm. The moment those words leave my lips, one of the bottles overturns. Pills rain down from it, and along with them. A firefly! Hooray! After circling above my head a couple of times, it finally lands in my palm. Firefly rushes up my arm and upon reaching my shoulder crawls straight into my ear. Mind becomes a bit clearer. Let's see, I think we're done with almost everything except these last two objects, and I'm scared of that pile of boxes in the corner. I get close to the waistband and look inside it with curiosity. Pill packaging, notebook pages, and other garbage. Boring. There's nothing here. Indeed, no self-respecting Firefly would hide in a heap of garbage. Can't disagree with you there. And then... nothing. No clicking. None at all. But we were avoiding the mess anyway, so finish searching. You found all the fireflies. Amazing. I guess... managed to gather my thoughts, but something still worries me. On the other hand, I wasn't supposed to be happy anyway. Why not? If I lose something and then find it, it's just going back to the starting point. No changes at all, a zero sum. And happiness is always about being positive, right? You shouldn't think too much. It hurts you. Sleep. How about you get some fresh air before sleeping? What do you mean? Well, go to the balcony, breathe in some air. Somehow, those words triggered a panic attack in me. I subconsciously step away from the balcony. I don't think it's a good idea. Why? This may sound silly, but I feel like someone is watching me. Well, that's just rude. There's no way somebody cares about you that. We're not clicking that. Alright, let's stay here. Yeah. What are you going to do? What's with this silly question? I'm going to sleep, of course. Hoping that tomorrow will only come after a year or a decade. Imagining myself to be outside of my mortal shell, but at the same time still being me. Ridiculous. Like milk outside a bag of milk, and yet... You don't have to talk out loud for me to understand that you're worried about me. I know that already. I also know that our time is running short. You won't take another pill. Of course not. In fact, I won't take it tomorrow either. Day after tomorrow. And never ever. That's a goodbye then? No. I have one more small favor to ask. A really, really small one. What is it? I've blurted out way too much today. A lot of stuff I'd want to forget forever. I don't blame you, but is it really necessary? We'll see you tomorrow. No, I wouldn't be able to sleep like this. Fine. What's the favor? I nervously scratch my wrists and bite my lower lip. Wait a minute. You're afraid to tell me? Yes! I'm also scared that something bad might happen if I tell you. I'm also scared that when something bad happens, something way worse will happen. Stop. I get it already. Still, I won't leave you alone until you tell me. Bully. Now you. Final drop indeed. I'm gonna take a little sip of my coffee. It's pretty savvy how they have her look off screen, face towards the side of the screen, etc. Good decision. Yeah, they do a really good job with her body language. Like, they communicate a lot in this in a lot of very interesting ways. And it's kind of funny that she has like a similar tick that I do. It's an anxiety tick where it's hard to look directly at people if you're feeling a lot of anxiety or if you're like in your emotions for whatever reason. And I think she's kind of doing something similar. I crawl into my sleeping bag. The lower part of the room is very cold. I hurry to wrap myself in blankets even though the electric heater is working hard to keep me warm. I'm sad because the dreams just won't come anymore. You won't believe me if I tell you how I dealt with it at first. Of course I'll believe you. I know, it was a joke. Well, anyway, I washed my face, brushed my teeth, lied down, and started imagining that I'm watching a dream. I didn't sleep at all, of course, and always looked sleepy in the morning. After a week of insomnia, I started feeling weird and seeing things. Letters floating in the air, strange silhouettes that appeared in the most unexpected of places. Bulging eyes with trembling pale pupils. It was scary, you know? Then, one day, I almost died. I just collapsed in the middle of the room and couldn't move for a while. And silhouettes, letters, and eyes were hanging over me and hissing. It was horrible. And well deserved, I guess. It felt like I was caught on the biggest lie in the world. Yes, it felt exactly like that. After that, I stopped. Silhouettes, letters, and eyes stayed there. I guess they liked this place. They always follow in my wake, peeping at me, and I'm kind of scared of them and can't even argue with them. But today, well, I still too scared to tell me. Of course, they're still listening, you know. Use your hands. Alright. I start chaotically twirling my fingers with enthusiasm, forming complex shapes. You want me to tell you a bedtime story? Shh. I'm trying so hard here. Don't you get it? They'll hear you. Relax. Nobody can hear you. So what do you say? I'd be happy to, but I have no idea how to tell them. Oh, it's incredibly easy. Just talk about something without stopping. Sounds silly. But it's not. And meaningless. You don't know what you're talking about. I know enough to realize that we'll just end up wasting time. Let's focus on something actually important. Boring. Fine. Close your eyes. I wake up on a wooden bench. In front of me lies a narrow, dimly lit alleyway, an awfully familiar road. Where could I have seen it? Finally. I hear a voice coming from the side. I turn around and see a boy with a weird expression on his face. I think we've gotten a feel for this game enough that we know some really fucked up shit is going to happen here in the next few minutes. I don't know what it's going to be. So, I guess we're all in it on this ride, so let's go. You're late. Who are you? The boy blinks in bewilderment. We're not going anywhere like this. Try again. Then he takes a very deep breath. You are late. I stare at him, confused. He stares back, also confused. Sorry? The boy nods, satisfied. See? Much better. Do you have a name? My name's Tresca. I give the brat an evaluating look. He's so young, yet already coming at me with questions like this. None of your business. Besides, will anyone tell me what I'm doing here? Hey, that's rude. It's not like there's somebody else here besides me. Haven't they told you anything? I know all there is to know, for one. About what? You're obligated to escort me to the store. Tresca says that and strikes a victory pose. No way I'm doing that. You do understand that refusal is futile. Well, aren't you full of yourself? I'm serious. I'm not the one who decided that. Do you think I'm delighted with your company? He's weird. Constantly shifting between happiness, sadness, loudness, silence. He's a wacko. And his name is stupid. Are we going or what? You can go and I need to think. I'd be happy to, but I don't know the way. Tresca puts on a cunning smile. I bite my lower lip in frustration. I'll be honest with you, I don't like you. He simply bursts out laughing in reply. I do like you, though. And he grabs my hand without hesitation. I don't even have time to retort. Lead the way. Our trip to the store went fine, if not for the fact that Tresca was walking way faster than me. And on the other hand, at times he stopped abruptly and went backwards, studying the ground underneath his feet. Yeah, and the trip took a lot longer than it should. After reaching the store's doors, we are greeted by a sign. We're closing in 20 minutes. Who had the bright idea to indicate their working hours in this way? They probably have special staff for this. Someone who runs to change the sign every 5 minutes. It's convenient. Are you joking? Yeah. You're so annoying. Much better than being boring. How old are you, by the way? None of your business. What's your name? None of your business. I was ready to slap the living hell out of the brat, but a scary-looking man suddenly appeared behind the glass. He's holding a cardboard sign that says, "We're closing in 15 minutes. Let's go. What are you waiting for? Huh? Oh, yeah. After another round of going across the long row of canned products, we realize that we're lost. I can't believe you don't know where they sell milk. Maybe we should ask somebody for directions. Sure. Hey, wait up. Tresca lets go of my hand and walks confidently towards one of the few store's customers. A person is standing with their back to us, studying something on the shelf. Hello, can I can't hear neither the second part of his question nor the reply he gets. But my good-for-nothing friend freezes in place, looking the customer straight in the eye. I hurry toward them. Is he yours? The customer talks to me. He speaks with disgust while wearing a scornful expression. If he's yours, please get him away from me. Yes, I'm sorry. I grab Tresca's hand and lead him away. He's still looking at the customer, his mouth ajar and eyes popped. He's also shaking. And when we turn around the corner, Tresca calms down. Oh. What was that? I got so scared. He said, "What?" No, not again. Suddenly, Tresca starts screaming like crazy. I cover his mouth with my hand. His face is burning. He's crying. Can you act normal? You don't understand. Of course I don't. I don't understand anything. Annoying other people is still wrong, though. This is something you don't understand, it seems. Annoying other people is wrong, though. You're mean. Who? Me? Tresca pushes me away and runs off. Drat. At the edge of my vision, I see the store's staff hanging a new sign on the door. There you are! I meet Tresca at the cash register. Before that, I managed to visit the milk department after finding out where it was. Hey you, move! I hear an angry voice coming from the other side of a long queue that is formed after Tresca. I squeeze through towards him. What happened? The boy doesn't respond. He just looks at his feet and sniffs. The cashier towers over him. There's a bag of milk lying between them. Is he yours? Yes. Just leave him home next time. People in the queue nod in agreement. Pay for the goods, please. Yes, of course. And the waiting fee. But what? You heard me. I did, but that's unheard of. Jessica starts giggling all of a sudden. Oh, that was a smile right there. And for the fact that your son is an R word, too. I'm not saying that. But you heard me. What? In a fit of rage, I throw a banknote to the cashier, of much higher value than needed, even counting all the stupid fees. Then grab a bag of milk and turn around on my heels. We're leaving Tresca. Kid's got some psychoses. We spend the whole trip back in silence. At some point, we end up turning right towards a gas station. There, Tresca finally breaks his silence. Do you like ice cream? No? Okay. Look at the boy's face. The light flickers in his eyes for a brief moment and then goes out. Having to help someone through similar shit as yourself? Also, that cashier sucks. Yeah. Yeah, like, she's learning how to deal with somebody who has some similar problems as she does, and she's kind of being given an opportunity to be the one outside looking in, which is a very interesting experience because we are once again not fixing this kid. We're not fixing ourselves. We are doing our best to deal with these changes that we've had to go through in our lives. And we are using some of these same tools that we as the player are given to offer her, which is really interesting. We are technically helping. They might not be the best tools, but she has tools to use, which is an improvement. It's fascinating. You know, he turns away from the path and walks straight toward the highway with determination. I stare at his back, confused. We're a mind outside a fucked up mind outside a fucked up mind. Oh, it seems like you're not helping me at all. A new playful light flickers in Tresca's eyes. Oh. Literally, as I say that, he tries to dunk on us. And that was milk outside a bag of milk outside a bag of milk. Holy cow. Ooh. That was an experience. I'm kind of glad that the roughest parts were early, and we kind of got to ride it out in the back end. But holy cow. This game will mess you up if you're not ready for it. I feel like those were headlights behind Tresca in that last still. They looked like street lamps to me, but considering that we've already had an issue with perceiving cars, it's distinctly possible. Oh boy. I'm a different person after playing these. It was a good idea to play them back to back. And good news, it's available on Switch. God. So I made sure to write down like the accurate name so that if you want to check this out, we didn't see everything. There are other ways that this can shake out. There are other endings for both games. Again, the first one is free, and the second one is cheap. Woof. So, I'm gonna turn the audio down, just a little bit. What did we think? I loved and was genuinely upset, unsettled by this experience. AU, where you stream these games, but you pronounced it Mulk. Next year, maybe. Give us fourth dimensional Milk, or Milk 3. Yeah, I think my opinion from the first game was still in place. We're not fixing anyone. We are dealing with somebody who has a mental illness that is incredibly hard to cope with, and she is doing her best and trying to accomplish tasks as best as she can. We have clearly a history of mental health issues and abuse, that she is in a place where she can't really escape from, which is fairly normal in these sorts of situations. She's clearly like pretty young, at least young enough that being on her own with the condition that she has, it's going to be a lot more difficult. I think there's something really good in this attempt to do a game about living in an altered perception without trying to be lurid about it, not encouraging you to be a tourist and gawk at it all. Yeah, you're kind of asked to step in and confront it and be the assistant. Um, and it's just an assistant. It's not even quite a caretaker, just somebody who is there to provide structure where structure is hard to attain. It's presenting the situation as something she's been dealing with for some time and has developed various ways of handling it. Yeah, and I think okay, so go with me on this. I don't think what we're dealing with here is somebody who is maladaptive. I think what we're dealing with here is somebody who has an incredibly difficult diagnosis that she is not always taking the absolute best path, but there are so many ways that it could get bad for her that any sort of way of getting to the next day is enough. She's not teaching you about it either. It's just, hey, are you going to help me get some milk, or are you going to be a jerk? Oh, actually, Rose, you have good timing. This is the end of a stream, and this is just the chill out sesh. So, thank you for coming. Say hi to Sean for me. But yeah, it's, some of the imagery was, like, a little much for me. The intravenous section was a lot. And it wasn't, like, overt, but I have a needle phobia that, like, I do pretty well with, that they just really hammered in a way that felt more lurid, compared to, say, the little choke out flashing imagery, which was the second worst bit of imagery in the whole game. And I was able to deal with that because I've played Doki Doki Literature Club, and oh boy, yeah, the decompression session. I do have to decompress. That's like genuinely true. This was and continues to be a very upsetting game. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, there's something extremely satisfying about it because, again, it does such a strangely good job of pulling this off, and I am genuinely surprised games to desensitize yourself by, right? I want to switch to the other creepy music for now, if I can, especially as we get into this. It's one of those cathartic types of games, I think, and handled really well. Yeah, there are bits that, like I mentioned, they don't shy away from some of the shocking imagery, and I'm really surprised. Like, this is something that doesn't happen very often, right? When you play a horror game, when you play something with that kind of terror, that kind of shocking imagery, the thing that you are to expect is that you're going to keep getting that imagery. However, there are only 2 instances in this whole experience where we really had to deal with that, and they were both when dealing with something that traumatizes our main character. The first, with the intravenous scene, was, I mean, the context of that scene is very much like, this is her mother, this is somebody who is overbearing, this is somebody who freaks her out and makes her feel unsafe. And so we get the most shocking imagery out of that. When we deal with the choking scene, when she says, I think I just experienced death, it was, I can't remember the exact context, but throughout that scene, she's dealing with a panic attack, she's dealing with a lot of uncertainty, she's dealing with she's also dealing with going off her meds for even a small amount of time. And while I don't understand what she's going through, even if I were to like correctly identify what diagnoses she had, I don't know what that's like. But I do know that certain medications can have a very immediate effect if you miss a dose. And I could tell some of the rules of the playbook where like you feel good for a moment after not taking them because you get this like false sense of security of like I don't need this anymore. And then it comes back and you're like I fucked up. It's not something I've personally experienced, but it's something that I've seen other people experience and I've watched it in real time. And it's terrifying. Which is also a big mental illness mood, a couple horrible moments, and then background noise of, oh hey, my memories are fireflies and they're crawling up my ear. That's nifty. Yeah, she's also normalized a lot of these images. Like she's dealt with them so much that while sometimes they're scary for her, and while she's certainly putting up a tough front, a lot of it is just stuff that she's kind of used to that she can let it burn in the background. Kind of reminds me of Mila's mindscape in Psychonauts, especially the little trauma pocket that she had, her baggage that she had tucked away and hidden from sight. Like she is perceiving reality through a pretty horrific lens, and she's also got a lot of other horrifying stuff that's kind of lurking in the background anyway. So it's like her world is very difficult to navigate. And the fact that we got to kind of go along for the ride, help her aim in the right direction, keep her relatively on track throughout that whole experience was something very novel for me. I'm not used to games doing this. And I'm not used to narratives doing this. Like, the one time I remember doing something similar to this is actually Amazon's The Tick, where the main character is somebody who has OCD, who has like paranoid delusions, who has a lot of anxiety, who has like a really difficult thing to deal with in their head, and they're constantly infantilized and treated as if they can't deal with themselves. And rather than it being something that is fixed, he learns to kind of own himself, because some of his delusions are not delusions, they turn out to be real, which is not exactly the same. That's where we start leaving the station a little bit. But it's really interesting when we get to have characters who aren't there to be fixed. They're there to learn how to deal. They're there to learn how to lift themselves up and get through to the next day and find some kind of solace within themselves. And I think that's what these milk games kind of do, is we are allowing this person to live and survive and get that extra day under her belt. I like the anime Odd Taxi for similar reasons. The main character there has shit going on, but at the same time, all he really wants to do is get through his shift, listen to the radio, maybe get a good night's sleep for once. I have to watch that. It looks so fascinating. Like, I've heard nothing but interesting things that make me want to watch it. But I do believe we are a little past time. We've made it to 8 o'clock. We got through both games. We actually landed roughly where we needed to be. I'm going to take off. I'm going to make sure that Lark is doing okay, because sometimes these phobias can sneak up on us and they can affect us. And sometimes we got to take that break and get a breather. I think I need to do that too. I want to watch some really flowery, fluffy bullshit. It's very fascinating, yeah. Thank you all for coming. I know this was a weird and rough one. I know that we went some places, but as has typically been the case, the chat has been fantastic as always. Thank you, Lindsay, for the recommendation. These were phenomenal games, and I am a worse person for it. I'm joking. Except with you, I'm not joking. I'm a worse person in a better way. I'm better worse. Worse better? Yeah, anyway. So, VOD is available for 60 days after initial airing, completely free. There are follower and subscriber exclusive emotes, mostly designed by me, one designed by Lark, the High Debbie emote, and one that is based on some Drakengard art, the Angelus Pog emote. And if you have Amazon Prime, you have you have Prime Gaming, which means you have a free sub to gift every single month. And they do not stack, so you better use them. Anyway, I've been Robin, the Interjack with OC, and I will continue to be so for the foreseeable future. Get hydrated, get vaccinated, get masked up, be good, be safe, be awesome. Come back Thursday for Silent Hill 4, and tomorrow, maybe, for some Funny Little Guy 2 Wednesdays, maybe. Keep an eye out. And be gone. Bye, everybody.